Good morning, KELOLAND. At 8 minutes ahead of the hour, here's a check on our top stories. Police are investigating a serious crash on the east side of Sioux Falls. It happened just before 9 o'clock last night at the intersection of 10th Street and Sycamore Avenue, which authorities closed to traffic as first responders worked the scene. From our video, it appears a pickup and a car were involved in that crash. We've reached out to police and are still waiting for more information. We'll pass it along as soon as it becomes available on air and online. Authorities say 2 dangerous drug dealers are off the streets this morning. Brandman Alexander and Mackenzie Zimmerman appeared in court Friday, where a prosecutor said police believe they are the biggest meth and fentanyl dealers in Sioux Falls. On Thursday, authorities searched their apartment and their car, which was parked outside of county offices. Inside the vehicle, the prosecutors say they allegedly found drugs, including cocaine, meth, and fentanyl pills that were packaged and ready to sell. Alexander's bond is set at $500,000 cash only. Zimmerman's bond is $25,000 cash only. 5 other people are charged in connection to that case. This weekend's Inside KELOLAND takes a look at efforts in South Dakota to remove the stigma surrounding addiction and suicide. We'll hear from former KELOLAND News anchor Angela Kennecke about the upcoming Emily's Hope art show and auction that raises money for addiction treatment. Plus, we'll have a progress report on the 988 Lifeline that's now entering its 7th month of helping people who struggle with thoughts of suicide. Be sure to join me this morning at 9 Central Time and again Sunday night immediately following KELOLAND Weekend News at 10. Sioux Falls street crews are wrapping up cleanup from this week's snowstorm. Crews have been removing snow from the downtown area of Zone 1 this morning. Cars that were parked downtown between 1 and 6 a.m. risked a ticket and a tow. Crews finished plowing residential streets on Friday. The city says pothole crews will be out repairing roads this weekend. Well, our snow and cold makes it a little more challenging for the outdoor campus in Sioux Falls to take pictures and videos of wildlife over the winter. The staff has to trudge through knee-high snow to reach the 2 motion-detecting cameras in the park in order to upload the pictures. Plus, the camera batteries run down quicker in the cold. The cameras do not capture as many images during the winter because the animals are less active.
Winters like this aren't new to South Dakota, so we might have gotten lucky the past few years in not having a ton of snow like this, but the animals are just fine. They can find food a lot better than we'd be able to if the weather is like this.
The trail cameras are positioned high enough so additional snowfall isn't likely to block their view of the animals wandering by. And Jay?
All right, Perry, we have some fog out there. We have some wetness on the roadways. We have some scattered slippery spots as a result. That fog continues to be with us. It should be with us into the early morning hours before things die on out. Then skies turn partly cloudy this afternoon. Our highs this afternoon, the mid-20s here in Sioux Falls and eastern KELOLAND, which is about the same as we had yesterday. We'll see the 30s to low 40s in the western part of South Dakota. For tonight, here comes more fog. And we'll have some patchy morning fog again tomorrow. Right now, it looks like the best chance of that is going to be along and east of the James River. Tomorrow, with thicker clouds, won't be quite as warm as today. We're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies. Highs in the low 20s here in Sioux Falls and eastern KELOLAND, which is like close to 5 degrees below average. We'll see the low 40s out to the west. And then next week, we have some flurries in the forecast Monday and Wednesday. Flurries means little or no accumulation, but temps will be cooling through the 20s in eastern South Dakota through the week. And that's probably the big story, is that temperatures will be below normal. But as far as any snowfall is concerned, there's not much moisture there, so we don't have to worry about shoveling. We're talking about little or no accumulation. Better chance of some snow showers toward the following weekend. Here's a look at what we have on tap for today. We will see those skies turn partly cloudy. Our overday high, 27 in Sioux Falls with a very light west breeze, 26 in Aberdeen. We're looking at 34 in Pierre and a breezy 42 degrees today in Rapid City. For tonight, as I was mentioning, we will see those clouds and the fog redevelop. Low tonight, 12 Sioux Falls, very light northwest breeze. Aberdeen, some fog, and 4 with a light southwest wind. In Pierre, partly cloudy 11 at Rapid City, partly cloudy and 20 degrees for tonight. Then tomorrow, the clouds will be a little bit thicker, especially here in the eastern part of KELOLAND. We'll knock a few degrees off. 22 Sioux Falls, 21 Aberdeen, 32 in Pierre, 42 degrees in Rapid City. All right, here's your 7-day outlook. We do include some flurries in the forecast Monday and Wednesday. Better chance of snow showers toward the weekend. Highs will fall through the 20s during the week. For the Aberdeen area, some flurries in the forecast for Monday. Monday, by the way, looks like the warmest day of the week for everybody. Then temperatures falling through the 20s the rest of the week. A better chance of some snow showers in Aberdeen come Friday through the weekend. For Pierre, temps falling through the 30s next week. Chances of some snow showers Wednesday and Thursday. And in Rapid City, a few chances of snow showers next week. Little or no accumulation. Highs in the 30s.
That is our time for this morning. Stay tuned next for CBS Saturday Morning. Good morning. This is KELOLAND On The Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your weekend. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. Police are investigating a serious crash on the east side of Sioux Falls. It happened just before 9 o'clock last night at the intersection of 10th Street and Sycamore Avenue, which authorities closed to traffic as first responders worked the scene. From our video, it appears a pickup and a car were involved in the crash. We've reached out to police and are still waiting for more information. We'll pass it along as soon as it becomes available on air and online. Authorities say 2 dangerous drug dealers are off the streets this morning. Bradman Alexander and Mackenzie Zimmerman appeared in court Friday, where a prosecutor said police believe they are the biggest meth and fentanyl dealers in Sioux Falls. On Thursday, authorities searched their apartment and their car, which was parked outside of county offices. Inside the vehicle, the prosecutor says they allegedly found drugs, including cocaine, meth, and fentanyl pills that were packaged and ready to sell. Alexander's bond is set at $500,000 cash only. Zimmerman's bond is $25,000 cash only. 5 other people are charged in connection with that case. An investigation into potential human labor trafficking at slaughterhouses in Nebraska and Minnesota has sparked conversation about child trafficking in South Dakota. Call to Freedom in Sioux Falls has reported more than 100 referrals of labor trafficking in the last 5 years. Several of those involved were under the age of 17. The executive director says the average age of a trafficking victim is getting younger.
Average age of a human trafficking victim is 11 to 14. What we see not only in sex and labor is the demand sets what the need is for these victims. And so we're seeing that these individuals are getting younger in cases.
You can find more information about child trafficking and how to identify it under this story on KELOLAND.com. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is calling for an investigation after Social Security numbers belonging to her and her family were publicly exposed. The Washington Post reported recently that the House January 6th committee had posted almost 2,000 Social Security numbers connected to people who visited the White House at the end of 2020 when former President Donald Trump was still in office. According to that report, Social Security numbers by Noem's name as well as the names of her children and husband were posted online. Other political officials were listed as visitors as well. Noem spoke about it in an interview with CBS News this week.
We weren't even notified that they had violated our personal security information.
Noem's press secretary says the governor's team first learned of the leak from the journalist who reported the Washington Post article. Noem is calling on U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland to investigate. Well, our snow and cold makes it a little more challenging for the outdoor campus in Sioux Falls to take pictures and videos of wildlife over the winter. The staff has to trudge through knee-high snow to reach the 2 motion-detecting cameras in the park in order to upload the pictures. Plus, the camera batteries run down quicker in the cold. The cameras do not capture as many images during the winter because the animals are less active.
Winters like this aren't new to South Dakota, so we might have gotten lucky the past few years in not having a ton of snow like this, but the animals are just fine. They can find food a lot better than we'd be able to if the weather was like this.
The trail cameras are positioned high enough so additional snowfall isn't likely to block their view of the animals wandering by. Let's take a first look at the forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Jay Trobeck in the Storm Center. Good morning, Jay.
Perry, we do have some fog out there. We also have some wet roadways as a result and some scattered slippery spots. This afternoon, the clouds should thin out and break up. Partly cloudy, mid-20s here in Sioux Falls and eastern KELOLAND, 30s to low 40s out to the west. Tonight and tomorrow, another round of fog, especially here at eastern KELOLAND. Tomorrow, clouds will be a little bit thicker, partly mostly cloudy, low 20s in eastern KELOLAND, low 40s in the west. Perry.
All right, thank you very much, Jay. Well, if you're a fan of activities that do not include snow or ice, the Greater Sioux Falls Outdoor Show is underway at the W.H. Line Fairgrounds. The 35th annual event will have you thinking spring with items from 50 vendors, including 4 RV dealerships and their 75 campers, ranging from pop-ups to fifth wheels.
Boats, campers, the new ATVs and side-by-sides are always of big interest. People like dreaming and going through all the campers. There's so many new innovative things in the campers that it's almost like a home away from home.
The outdoor show is taking place at the Expo Center of the Fairgrounds and also features fishing equipment sales plus information and product booths. Today's hours are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Sunday's hours 10 to 4. Tickets are $9 and free for children 12 and under. The Toughest Monster Truck Tour is making a stop in Sioux Falls. The Pit Party begins at 4 p.m. at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. The main event is at 6 p.m. Tickets start at $20. The Snow Jam Comedy Festival Showcase at Boss's Pizza in Sioux Falls is a benefit for the Transformation Project of South Dakota and the Compass Center. The festival features an intro to improv at 11 a.m. plus comedy acts at 5, 7:30, and 10 p.m. Tickets range from $10 to $25. The Dakota Spirit Valentine's Classic Dance and Cheer Competition features dance solos, duets, team ensembles, and cheer solo competition starting at 8 a.m. at the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls. Tickets start at $15 a day or $20 for a 2-day pass. The event ends Sunday with cheer team competitions. Jay?
All right, Perry, we do have a partly cloudy day on the way after the fog burns off. High 27 in Sioux Falls, 26 Aberdeen, a warmer 35 in Pierre, Rapid City, a breezy 42. This is KELOLAND on the Go.